Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Esports Simulation League All Star Race of 2020. What a race we've got in store for you today. 100 laps, 19 drivers rolling off as we speak. Starting on the pole, number 5 of Frank Wade. Rocco Stallone in that number 44 machine starting to his outside. Casper Hagelscar in the number 18 machine, your second place finisher in the season, starting in third with Basher Craven in that number 7 ESL powered machine to his outside. Aiden Davis is starting fifth in his number 3 machine with Earl Andretti to the number 69 starting to his outside. Rusty Kamoli starting in 7th with Bobby Leo Moxon starting his outside in 8th. Patrick Manning in that number 9 machine starting in 9th place with Russell Shoemaker to his outside. As we're coming through 3 and 4, this is your field. Pace car getting ready to duck on off onto pit road. And there he goes. Pace cars on pit road. Green flag is in the air. We're racing for the Esports Simulation League All-Star event. Frank Wade sitting in a great spot to start this race on the pole. But he's got that number 18 Casper Hagelscar on his tail already. Coming out of 2. Casper's going to look down to the inside. He wants the early lead. Fresh tires giving these guys lots of grip as they come out of 3 and 4. Basher Craven battling to the inside of Stallone in that 44 machine. And Craven's going to go to the inside of Hagelscar. He's going to take over P2. And he's going to set his sights on Frank Wade in that number 5, who has got a little bit of a gap on these drivers battling side by side. And as we see in the All-Star race, that gap can close very fast once these drivers get into single file. The question is, how fast are they going to do it, and how fast can Frank Wade run away? He's now 0.7 of a second ahead of Basher Craven there in second, with Casper Hagelscar running third. Aiden Davis has moved his way up to 4th place, with Rusty Kamoli to his outside trying to take that 4th place spot away, and he is going to do that. Move that number 64 machine up to 4th place. Earl Andretti falling in line, Stallone falling in line. Drivers now starting to get single filed out early in this one. You see Shoemaker there down below. Bobby Leo Moxon, he's down on the apron in that 127 machine. He's got your champion, Austin Knight, right behind him. Started in the back for this one. Is now up to 11th position. But these guys running in for 10th are 2.5 seconds back from your leader already. So going to be a long race for these guys in the back that you see here. Frank Wade still out front in this one with Basher Craven running behind. There you see the gap between 1 and 2. A little over 0.5 seconds. Which Craven has also put 0.5 second between him and Casper Hagelscar as well. We'll have to see once these tires wear in, what these guys actually have. These new fresh tires, these guys are really starting to spread out and get single file. See Earl Andretti looking to the inside of Rusty Kamoli, looking to take P4 away from that 64 car. Side by side as they go across the stripe. Down into turn 1. That 69 is going to have his hands full as Kamoli's got that outside lane with fresh tires. He's going to have the momentum coming off the corner. That's going to open the door for Aiden Davis in the number 3 machine to get alongside Andretti, but he's not going to have the power to do it as Andretti's going to hold him off and keep that P5 spot. Side-by-side action between Shoemaker and Dunwoody. Now Layton and Dunwoody in that number 28 and 99 machine. They get him single filed out. Wilhelm Layton going to take the spot away from Dunwoody in that number 28 car. He's going to set his sights on Shoemaker in that 127. There you see Berto de Moya following Dunwoody to the inside. He was your All-Star Qualify race winner as he's going to take it 3 wide going into turn number 3. Layton gives it up on the outside, moved Dunwoody up past the 99 and de Moya. Now de Moya is going to look to the inside of Dunwoody going into turn number 1. Up front, we have got a lead change. Basher Craven has taken the lead from Frank Wade. Not sure exactly what happened there with the 5 machine, but Casper Hagelscar has caught up as well as Earl Andretti. He's just a few seconds back now, but your new leader is Basher Craven on lap number 10. And he's going to see what he can do in that ESL powered Ford. Frank Wade not giving up too soon. You see him gaining there in 1 and 2 on that number 7 car. Is he going to take a look down to the inside, down the back straightaway, going back for the lead? Is the number 5 of Frank Wade, and he's going to do it coming through 3 and 4. Unless that 7 can battle on the outside, and no, move Frank Wade back up to the lead. Casper Hagelscar is going to try to follow in that loss of momentum on being on the outside. He's going to try to take P2 away from Basher Craven. Craven using that high entry on the corner to try to use the momentum around the corner, and he is going to hold that spot off, and Hagelscar is going to lose 2 to Andretti and Davis as they squeak by on the outside as Hagelscar loses his momentum. That moves Earl Andretti up to 3rd and Davis up to 4th. Having a great run here tonight. 14 laps in, many more to go, and Frank Wade has taken the lead back from Craven and is now starting to pull away just a little bit, about 0.3 of a second ahead. And we're pretty much single file throughout the entire pack. As I say that, we've got a battle for the lead once more. 5 slips up in turn number 4. And Basher Craven looks to the inside trying to make something. He's not going to be able to do it. Earl Andretti's going to look to the inside of the 7, and that's not going to happen. Now Davis is looking to the outside of the 69. Can that high entry in the corner do it? No, that bottom line is going to prevail for that number 69 car, and these guys are battling like it's the last lap, and we are only 15 laps in. Andretti looking to the inside of the number 7. He's going to have the preferred line going into the corner. Craven battling hard on the outside, and Davis is going to push him past that 69 car. And these guys are just playing rate frog here in these top 5. Just flipping spots, letting Frank Wade pull ahead every lap here. Just a little bit further. That time it's a half a second ahead. So a couple tenths a lap from these guys battling here. Aiden Davis really wants to get by that number 7 on the outside, and he's going to battle hard there. Is he going to be able to do it? They're side by side as they come out of 2. Aiden Davis is going to take that spot, move him up to P3. Sorry, P2. And he's going to try to chase down Frank Wade. losing some speed down the front stretch. Craven's going to look back to the inside of Aiden Davis, coming through 1 and 2. Not going to be able to do it, getting pinched down out of 2. That seems to be the worst spot to be down on the inside, is coming out of 2 there. Doesn't really help you, as that allows Earl Andretti to close in on Basher Craven a little bit. And Casper Hagelscar disappeared out of the picture. Not exactly sure what happened to him. He's fallen back a few spots. Rusty Camoli and Bobby Leo Moxon have gotten around him for 6th and 7th. See Patrick Manning running in 8th place there in that number 9 machine. Dan Harrington right behind him in 9th position. Rocco Stallone rounding out your top 10 in that number 44 machine. Started on your outside pole. Working a little further through the field, you see Brian Delp Jr. in that number 8 machine. He's running 12th. And Austin Knight in that 210 machine, still back in 13th position. Wondering if he's got a little bit of strategy here in this one, as we are 1/5 the way through the race. I'd look to see him start moving up, possibly after a pit stop or something, but he is running towards the back. As you see, Gunny is battling with Berto de Moya and Javier Vasquez for 15th, 16th, and 17th. Frank Wade has got a second lead now over Basher Craven, and those guys are battling hard for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Rusty Camoli is now putting himself in the picture, as they almost go 3 wide entering turn number 3. Earl Andretti's moved himself up to 2nd now. Basher Craven falling back. Not sure exactly what happened to him, but he is definitely falling backwards. Rusty Camoli is now taking advantage of that, moving to the inside of him, as that is going to not put him back almost there. It's going to put him into 4th position after running P2. There you see Bobby Leo Moxon on the outside, trying to take that spot from Rusty Camoli and move himself into the top 5, and he's going to do that as Camoli gets loose coming out of turn number 4. Hagelscar is now going to get into that position and try to take that spot away as well. Earl Andretti, it's now his turn to chase down your leader. Almost a second was put on. Now it's starting to tick off a little bit. We'll have to see if that number 69 is catching that 5 car. He is definitely pulling away from Aiden Davis and Basher Craven back there. So we'll have to see if he indeed is catching your leader. Basher Craven working hard to stay in front of the number 18 machine. Casper Hagelscar has been strong all season, and he's showing it here in the All-Star race, running 4th. But Rusty Camoli looking to the inside with a strong run coming down. He's going to take Hagelscar, and he's going to try to take Craven. Not sure if he's going to be able to do that with the high side there, but it was a nice attempt by that number 64 machine. He had a great run. Almost got by them 2 drivers, but that slowed down the 7, opened up the door for Hagelscar. Hagelscar is going to take that spot, move him up to P3. Bobby Leo Moxon is going to follow him by, move him up to P4. The gap between your leaders staying just about the same, just over a second. Back from Frank Wade to Earl Andretti. And another second back to Hagelsgaard at number 18 machine. Couple cars moving up the field. There's Patrick Manning now moving up. Put him up to 6th place now, as he's battling with Rusty Camoli for P5. And Bastard Craven fell way back down to 8th place after just running 3rd. Not sure exactly what happened there. Look to see if he gets rallied up and comes back to the front. Seems like these guys are starting to have some wear tires out, getting close to lap number 30 out of 100. So these guys got to be getting close to their actual tire state they're going to be doing most of this race on. But they're definitely showing some fast drivers on entry and some slow exits, which can cause possible caution with these guys racing side by side. So we'll have to keep that in factor. But right now, Earl Andretti on a move. 0.3 of a second now, the gap between him and Wade. He is reeling in that number 5 machine slowly but steadily. Have to see how long it takes him to catch him. Still another 71 more laps to go. Andretti is got it within 3 car lengths. We'll see what he can do here. These guys battling too much is going to allow the other pack to catch up, but he's got a little over a second on Casper Hagelsgaard now, and 2 seconds on Rusty Camoldi back there in 5th. So they do have a little bit of space, but that space can close up real fast when you're battling side by side. So far, Frank Wade is keeping it just about a half a second in front of Andretti. Andretti can catch up and get within a couple tenths, and then Wade pulls right back out and forward. So this definitely showing some attrition here as we go 32 laps now complete. And as we do that, we might as well let you see the sights and sounds of Charlotte. So go ahead and crank it up. As we come back, Austin Knight is working his way up the field as he is to the inside of Dan Harrington for 10th place. Going down the front straightaway. Not going to be able to get there as he goes into 1. They're going to try to be side by side, but that high line failing Delp and Harrington drafting together on that outside working. Now they move to the inside. Not sure what they're going to do there. Austin Knight is now falling into the clutches. The number 44 is Stallone, but there it is. You see the different entries in 3 and in turn 1 allows for different exits. And you can see the line as they go. Austin Knight now comes. Gunny's going to come in front of the 44. And he's going to dive to the inside of Austin Knight. But Austin Knight's going to have that high side, which is going to give him the momentum coming out of the corner. Earl Andretti still trying to catch Frank Wade in that 5 machine still not able to do it. Only able to get within about 0.3 of a second. He can't get on the bumper. See if he can do anything here with the run he's got. Getting closer and closer. Casper Hagelskar in 3rd, trying to catch these boys with Bobby Leo Moxon in 4th. They've broken away from the pack and are now single file. We got mostly single file. These guys in the back that are currently battling it out right now. 36 laps complete here at Charlotte. We're watching Bobby Leo Moxon come across the stripe running P4. Rusty Camoli having a great run for himself. He is in 5th, and he's got a run to Bobby Leo Moxon. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Moxon has fallen back from Hagelskar a little bit and has fallen in the clutches of Camoli and Davis. Not going to be able to do anything that lap as he just falls in a car length behind. Erlen Andretti and Frank Wade still. We got a car coming out of the pits that looks to be Dustin Slider in that number 15 machine. 24 laps down, now 25 laps down. Not really sure how that works when we're only 15 laps in. Or he's only 15 laps in, there it is. And so yeah, 25 laps down, not sure exactly what happened to the number 15 machine, but a very tough break for that Barber Ford team. Got themselves locked in at Homestead, and it's definitely a tough break as he's trying to go to the inside of Hagelskar, but the battle up front is heating up. Erlen Andretti got to the bumper of Frank Wade, and here comes Slider with them fresh tires. Look at that speed that he's carrying down the straightaway and through the corners. That's the difference tires makes, boys and girls, because that is a rocket ship right there. Not sure what happened, but might have just brushed the wall. Might just be an early pit strategy from him coming out of the pits, so not exactly sure what that's all about, but glad to see him back on the track. And it didn't actually interfere with the lead. The 69 and 5 are still within 0.2 of each other, so we'll have to see what happens here. Casper Hagelskar still running in 3rd, a little bit back, and we have got a battle with Aiden Davis and Rusty Camoli. A battle for 5th place. Davis wants it, and he's going to take it going into turn number 3. Move Aiden Davis up to 5th place. Rusty Camoli now in 6th, with Patrick Manning running 7th. Erlen Andretti now right on Frank Wade's bumper as they come across the stripe. 45 laps complete. 55 more laps to go. See the Black Magic design sticker on that number 5, clear as day. Andretti has caught Wade looking to the outside into turn number 3. Not going to be able to do it. Dives back down in the line. Not going to be able to do it this time. Going to set him up for one more run. I have a feeling this battle is not over, as Andretti's getting a great run through 1 and 2. He's going to be on Wade's bumper coming out. Down to the inside he looks. Going to be side by side as we enter turn number 3. Can the 5 hold on to the outside? Andretti looks like he's got a little run. No! Wade's going to hold him off on the high side. And coming across the stripe, Frank Wade's going to hold on to that lead with 2 seconds now, or 0.2 of a second now, separating these boys. Aiden Davis moving on this track, getting up to Casper Hagelskar now. He's only up 1 position from where he started, but he's being very consistent and chasing down that number 18 machine. Only a half a second now separates the two. And we are mostly single file through this whole race. Doesn't surprise me much. Charlotte is a great track for battles when you have tires. When tires start to wear, single file and just making speed is what it's all about. We should have some pit stops coming lap 60 to 70. We'll see how that goes and what pit strategy plays out there. We've seen over the year that it's not over until it's over. Frank Wade's still out front with a commanding lead in that number 5 machine. Andretti looking to be falling off just a little bit. Now almost a second separating the two. Bobby Leo Moxon has gotten past Davis. Davis fell back just a little bit. Not sure exactly what happened there. He was catching Hagelskar there for a second. And now Moxon has gotten by, so move Bobby Leo Moxon up to 4th. But Davis gonna come back to the inside. He's not done yet. And he's gonna take that spot back away. Must have been just a hiccup. Car got loose and lost some momentum, but he's back on the move in that number 3 machine. There we see Austin Knight made his way up to 8th position in that number 210 machine. Working now on the back door of Patrick Manning in the 9. Seems like that 210 when he's in traffic kind of gets stuck, but now that he's got some open air, he is moving his way up, catching Manning ever so slightly every lap. We'll see how he does on this next one. Just over halfway, 51 laps complete now here for the ESL All Star Race. And it is a great show. Frank Wade out in front in that number 5 machine by just over a half a second over that number 69 car of Earl Andretti, running P2. Casper Hagelskar in that number 18 machine running in 3rd place, a second and a half back from your leaders. Aiden Davis in that number 3 is running 4th. Running 5th is Bobby Leo Moxon, but it's being contested by Rusty Kamoli in that number 64 machine running 6th. Patrick Manning in that number 9 car is 7th, with Austin Knight in that 210 right behind him in 8th. Your 9th place running car is the number 8 car, Brian Delp Jr. Just over 4 seconds back behind the leader at the moment. And in 10th place, Dan Harrington, that number 82 machine. Basher Craven has found his way back to the 11th position, with David Dunwoody in 12th, trying to take that spot away from him. Gunny is sitting back in 13th place with Wilhelm Layton and that number 99 machine running 14th. In 15th, Russell Shoemaker, that 127 car, Rocco Stallone is running 16th with Javier Vasquez looking to his onside, running 17th. 18th is Berto de Moya, and in 19th is Dustin Slider, 24 laps down after an incident on the racetrack. That is your through the field for this ESL All Star Race 2020. And back to your leader, Frank Wade, trying to pull away from this one. 55 laps complete, only 45 more to go. We've got one pit stop in there and a bunch of racing left to go here. Andretti's still not able to catch back up to Wade and give him anything. We'll have to see what happens here after pit stops. But it is starting to get interesting here, folks. Frank Wade's led most of the race. He actually started on the pole, had a couple lead changes early when they flopped around, but now he is out front. Casper Hagelscar seems to be catching these guys, only a second back now from your leader. Andretti still trying to chase down that number 5 machine. Bobby Leo Moxon, though, has got a bumper full of Rusty Camoli. Camoli was just there. Now the 92 is starting to pull away from him a little bit. As we see, Austin Knight looks to be our fast mover of the race. Up to 7th position now, working on Aiden Davis, and he is just marching to the front. We'll see how he takes on this number 3 car. He's definitely showing that he is faster than the 3 right now, as he's catching him coming out of 3 and 4. Going to be able to do anything here, as he is just riding behind that number 3. That number 3 is pretty quick as well, doing great job running in the top 10. But Frank Wade now put a second gap over Erlen Andretti, now starting to pull away a little bit. 40 more laps to go here, and Frank Wade is just pulling away from us. You can see the gap there between him and Andretti. See if we have some green flag pit stops coming here anytime soon. We are in that pit window, 60 to 75 laps. So we'll see what we get here. If anybody tries to take short pit, or if we get anybody that that tries to stay out and get some track position, we'll have to see what happens. But while we wait for some pit stops, we'll let you crank it up one more time and enjoy the sights and sounds of the ESL All Star Race. And Frank Wade, your leader, coming to pit road, lap number 64. Going to try the early pit stop as nobody follows him. And Earl Andretti's going to take over the lead on lap number 65. We'll have to see if he comes and takes a pit here right afterwards. And it looks like he is slowing down. No, he's not slowing down to take the pits. He's going to stay. We'll see if we have any more takers to pit road. Not quite yet. Frank Wade being the only one shown on pit road so far. Very aggressive strategy for that number 5 machine. Most drivers still staying out on the track so far. We'll have to see when your leader decides to come down pit road. Earl Andretti currently out front. And he is coming down pit road now. Casper Hagelskar is going to assume the lead. Nobody coming in behind Andretti. Now we've got a car coming down. I believe that's Basher Craven in the number 7 machine, also taking a pit stop here on lap number 67. Austin Knight's moved his way up to 4th position now. And I believe all these drivers are getting ready to take pit road here. As they do, Patrick Manning in the number 9 machine is going to stay out. He's going to take your lead here at lap number 68. And we've got multiple other cars staying out. You see Frank Wade in that pack. But a big pack of cars here coming down pit road being led by Casper Hagelskar and Bobby Leo Moxon. Patrick Manning, now your leader. He's going to come down pit road this time by. And as you see that, there goes Frank Wade passing the number 9 machine. And that should put Frank Wade back on the lead lap in front of everybody else on pit road, which should make him your new leader as we cycle through this round of pit stops. Patrick Manning still being shown in the lead. But once he comes out of pit road, that number 5 is going to get him. So he jumps up to 8th on the scoreboard there as he crosses the line for lap number 70. Aiden Davis there behind him in the 3. He just came out of pit road. And as we come to complete lap number 70, 30 more laps to go. Your leader is Frank Wade over Aiden Davis, who does have some fresher tires. Only a few laps fresher, but that can make a difference here. Earl Andretti being shown in 3rd, with Brian Delp Jr. coming out in 4th. Dan Harrington running 5th, Austin Knight in 6th. Make that Austin Knight in 5th, Dan Harrington in 6th. Basher Craven running 7th, David Dunwoody running 8th. Sorry, make that Casper Hagelskar running 8th. Rusty Camoli 9th, Patrick Manning in 10th, Bobby Leo Moxon coming out in 11th. So now after pit stops, with that early pit stop, Frank Wade has grew himself a 2.5 second gap over Aiden Davis and Earl Andretti. And Aiden Davis and Earl Andretti are about to be battling. That number 69 machine is very strong. He's going to look down to the inside as they go into turn number 3. And with them new tires, look at that 69 go. He's going to take that P2 spot away from Aiden Davis, and he's going to go back on the chase for Frank Wade. Just over 2 seconds separating the two. There you see the gap. It's a mountain to climb, but there's only one way to go, and that's up for these two as Aiden Davis is going to look down to the inside of the 69 now. And he's going to make that battle hard coming off of turn 4, side by side as they cross the stripe. This is allowing Frank Wade to pull away. Not what you want to see from these drivers here with only 26 more laps to go. Definitely want to be in catch mode at this time as Wade is running into lap traffic of Dustin Slider. The slow car on the track at the moment with them old tires. And that could cause an issue for maybe some of these drivers with fresher tires. Coming up on a slow driver, not knowing how much slower they are, could cause a caution. So we'll have to see if that happens. With 25 more laps to go, Frank Wade still out front. Earl Andretti in second. Earl Andretti's got that lead down to 2 seconds now. And slowly gaining as he crosses the stripe. So we'll see if he has what it takes to catch up to Frank Wade in the closing laps here. Aiden Davis running third, getting caught behind Dustin Slider in the 15. And Austin Knight has moved his way up to 4th place after them pit stops. On his way up. If we get a caution, who knows how this could end. We'll have to see what happens here in the last 24 laps. As Knight catches Slider and goes to the inside. It doesn't. Slider blocks the 210. 210's got to look high. Out of turn number 2. Knight cannot be happy with that block move, knowing that Slider is laps down. And look at the gap he pulls on him as he comes through 3 and 4. Austin Knight definitely going to be hard pressed to catch up to your leaders as he's reeling in Aiden Davis. But the real story is Earl Andretti catching Frank Wade, the lead from 2 seconds down to just over a half a second now. That 69 is a rocket today and is definitely catching that number 5 machine. We'll have to see what he has. He has a couple laps, fresher tires. We'll have to see what happens when these guys equal out, but so far that 69 has the advantage and is catching Frank Wade. On his bumper now as we go 3 and 4. Gonna look to the outside, and they're gonna not be side by side quite yet, as Wade has a nice run coming down the straightaway, but Andretti's going to look to the high side through 1 and 2. We'll try to use that momentum for a nice run down the backstretch. He's going to look down to the inside going into turn number 3. Battle for the lead. Your new leader, number 69, Earl Andretti. 20 more laps to go. He takes the lead from Frank Wade, who's been leading this entire race. And let's see if he can pull away or if Frank has got something up his sleeve here. Aiden Davis and Austin Knight now battling for 3rd position. Side by side as they enter turn 3. Austin Knight's going to have the line and he's going to take that spot away. Move him up to 3rd. don't count that 210 machine out yet. He is your points champion, and he is on his way to the front, up 9 positions from where he started in the back of this pack. So we'll see if he can catch down Frank Wade or even catch Earl Andretti. We'll have to see in the closing laps. Less than 20 more laps to go now, and Earl Andretti has opened up almost a full second over top of Frank Wade in that number 69 machine. Very, very strong performance for him here tonight in the All-Star race. Frank Wade putting on a great show for us all, running away for the first half of the race. It was just mind-blowing how much it took Earl Andretti to catch him, and you could see they were both very, very close when they were battling on the same size tires. And you give Andretti just a couple more lap pressure tires, and look what he's done with it. Opened up a second gap with 16 more laps to go here at Charlotte. We're going to go through your field. Running in first place is that number 69, Earl Andretti. Having a great show here tonight. Frank Wade right behind him doing the same thing. See if he has anything up his sleeve. Running P2. Running P3, yard points champion, Austin Knight in that 210 machine, with Patrick Manning on his bumper running 4th. Aiden Davis in that number 3 machine is the rest of your top 5, putting on a great show for us all here. Casper Hagelskar is running 6th in that number 18 machine. Bobby Leo Moxon in that PS5 powered car, and that is running 7th. Rusty Camoli is 8th. Brian Delp Jr. has fallen back to 9th after those pit stops. And Dan Harrington is going to round out your top 10. Basher Craven having a rough go of things in the second half of this race, running in 11th. Berto de Moya is running in 12th. Your All-Star Last Chance race winner, running 12th in this race, doing a pretty good job, about 4 spots from his starting position. Gunny, we haven't talked about him much this race. He is running 13th, 13.7 seconds behind our leader. So that shows you how fast these leaders are here today, and how much them pit stops actually meant. Rocco Stallone is back there in 14th in that number 44 machine, with Javier Vasquez in 15th right behind him. Russell Shoemaker is running 16th with David Dunwoody behind him in 17th. Wilhelm Layton in that 99 machine is running 18th with Dustin Slider rounding out the field. For your ESL All Star Race, that is your through the field, and we are going to go back to the front where we see Earl Andretti still pulling further and further away from Frank Wade, and Austin Knight is gaining more and more on Frank Wade. Now a second separating all 3 of them, 2 seconds separation from first and third. So we'll have to see if Austin Knight can catch Frank Wade and take over that P2 spot. Frank Wade coming across the stripe, running second, losing ground on Andretti and losing ground on that 210, but Patrick Manning coming to the outside of Austin Knight for third place, and he's going to take that spot away in that Hooters powered Chevrolet, and he's going to work on Frank Wade. Ten more laps to go here in the All-Star race for 2020. And Earl Andretti still pulling away 1.5 seconds or more the gap now. And he is just pulling away. That car is an absolute rocket ship tonight. He's been running second most of the race, got some fresh tires, and has moved himself up to the point. Closest battle on this track is going to be between Austin Knight and Patrick Manning for third and fourth position. Austin Knight does not want to let it go as he looks down to the inside, coming into turn number 3. Not going to be able to do it as that 9 drops down from the high side. These two, with all their battling, still gaining on Frank Wade in that number 5 car. Not sure if they'll be able to get to him by the end of the race with their battling, but they are catching that number 5 machine. These guys are really close as they enter turn number 3, battling for every inch on this racetrack. Austin Knight's going to look to the inside as they go down the straight. And into 1, they're going to be side by side. Is Austin Knight going to be able to pull it off? He gets close to the apron there. Patrick Manning's going to battle hard on the outside. He's going to hold off that 210 machine. Nothing doing there through 1 and 2. Going to look one more time down to the inside of the straightaway. Once again, we're going to be side by side through 1 and 2. He's going to try it one more time. Does he have enough to get by Patrick Manning this time? No, they're going to be side by side down the backstretch. Manning with the momentum on the outside. Knight's going to duck back in line, get that draft. As we come out of turn number 4, Earl Andretti's going to cross the line. 5 more laps to go for the number 69 machine. Frank Wade behind him trying to catch back up. He's cut that lead down. And 5 is on the move now with 5 more laps to go. He has nothing to lose, and he is getting it. Brought that lead over a second down in the last few laps. Now almost a half a second separating the two. Don't count Frank Wade out of this one. 4 more laps to go, and he is rolling. Austin Knight, Patrick Manning still battling for third and fourth, so they are not going to be able to catch that number 5 as you see the gap there between them. But Frank Wade is catching Earl Andretti, and we'll see what he can do. Catching is one thing, passing is one whole other thing. But he will have 3 laps to do it as they come out of turn number 4. Now 0.4 of a second separating the two. And he's going to have 3 laps to get her done as we get into the closing laps of the All Star Race here. Both drivers in the front now in the camera picture. Earl Andretti fighting so hard for this win. Ran second to Wade most of the race. And with them pit stops, definitely helped him get out front. Wade not looking to give it up easy as we get 2 more laps to go. And Andretti is starting to pull back on Wade a little bit more. I think he might be playing some games here with him like he did earlier in the race. Wade could not stay out in front of the 69 much more than a half a second before Andretti caught back up to him. And now Frank Wade looks to get a little run on him, but coming out of turn number 4, the white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go for the ESL All Star Race. Andretti's going to take it into turn number 1. Frank Wade half a second back is the only contest he's got right now. Austin Knight running third, Patrick Manning in fourth. 1 more time down the big long back straightaway into turn number 3. Andretti goes. Frank Wade just not close enough to get there. And as he comes out of turn number 4, Earl Andretti's going to seal his fate in history and be the first inaugural All-Star winner for the Esports Simulation League. Frank Wade with a great performance is going to bring it home in second place. Great job for those 2 drivers. Austin Knight going to bring it home third. Patrick Manning in fourth. Bobby Leo Moxon going to round out your top 5. Casper Hagelscar finishing in 6th. Aiden Davis got 7th. Rusty Kamoli finishes 8th. Brian Delp Jr. in 9th, and Dan Harrington finishing in 10th. Basher Craven finishes 11th. Gunny finishing 12th. In 13th, Berto de Moya, your All-Star Last Chance race winner. And in 14th, Russell Shoemaker. Rocco Stallone, Javier Vasquez, and David Dunwoody finished 15th, 16th, and 17th. In 18th, the 99 of Wilhelm Lehan, and rounding out your field, the number 15 of Dustin Slider. But the real focus is on that man right there, the number 69 machine, Earl Andretti, your All-Star feature winner. For everybody here at the All-Star Simulation League, we want to thank you for coming out. We want to thank all of our sponsors, Kishi Designs, Red Star Com Alliance, Epic Esports. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for watching. And we will see you in Season 2 of the Esports Simulation League. Good night.